Hello everyone, this is Moby the Yarny. Welcome back to my channel. And if you're new here, thank you for stopping by. If you're a regular, thank you for coming back. And my channel is about crochet and about yarn, sometimes about knitting. And if you recognize, yes, I am not in my studio because my studio is no more. I had to give up my studio for one of my grandchildren to have a bedroom because they are living with us for a while. But that is okay. And so this is actually the place where I do all of my crocheting from. I do not crochet in my studio. That is just where I would keep my yarn and my desk and all of my stuff, and my library is still in there, but I did move all of my yarn, which is now displaced in totes and bins, distributed into about 6 different rooms. I have as much as I can in this room, but it's a bit overwhelming, the amount of yarn I have, because I was down really low with the yarn, and then my husband bought me 2 mystery boxes, and there was a lot of yarn in those mystery boxes. And then I haven't done a video in about 3 weeks because we had gone to Florida, and my daughter-in-law bought me yarn while we were in Florida, so I will show that yarn today. And she bought me about 20 skeins of yarn for a very cheap price at a yard sale. So we did manage to get it back in our luggage on the plane with no problem. But yeah, so I thought about not doing videos for a while, but then there's someone I watch, I'll give a shout out to, Crochet with Lulu. She's a very big inspiration to me, so I'll just give a shout out to her. She had moved, but she's still doing videos, so I will find space here somewhere to do my videos from, and this is actually the spot I do my crocheting because it is comfortable for my back, and this is where I crochet all the time. So I'll just do my videos from here, but I will show you what I've been up to. And I do have one complete object to show you, one complete project to show you. It's not a very big one. So I had made this poncho, which I did take on vacation, and I've been wearing it at camp because when we're in Florida, I got a very bad sunburn. But I made a headband to go with it, so I did finish this. This is like my one finished object because I've been so busy lately. But I did finish projects while we were in Florida. If you remember the hedgehog that I lost, and I finished my amigurumis that I was working on, the unicorn, and I also made a lion when I was there. Let me see if I can find that. I don't know if I have it in these. I was going to look for that before I started, but no, it's not in these books. Still in the suitcase, I believe. Yeah, that's in my suitcase. No, here it is. Okay, but the lions were lovely. It was this one right here. You see him. And I did make his hair like that, but I made it for my grandson. I don't have it with me because, of course, I left him down there, but he wanted a body instead of the blanket, so I did put a body on him. And he calls him his tiggy instead of a lion. But I did make that. That was something new. And I used, let me see if I have that right here. I did have it right here. Everything is displaced. All my yarn is displaced. I do have a lot in here, though. I keep a big bin of it right here. Yes. Yeah, I made it in Red Heart Super Saver in the color Saffron. So the body of the lion was in this color. And then, now this is what my daughter-in-law found me. at a yard sale. She found Red Heart multicolor Super Saver. And this is the color Country Club. Now she found 10 of these in this color. So I used this multicolor. I used it on the paws, around the paws, and for the hair for the lion. If you see the multicolor of it, of the hair, instead of rainbow colors. But I did put it along the paws here too, just to add some colors. But she found 10 of these, and then she also found this one, Red Heart Super Saver Fleck, in the color. Let's see if this has a color. It's just called Aaron Fleck 4313. Yeah, I don't see if it has. Yeah, it's just called Aaron Fleck. There's no color name. But there was 10 skeins of this also. So I managed to get them back in mine and my husband's luggage, which was a rare feat to squeeze them all in. So I brought back 20 skeins of yarn in our luggage, but she got them for $10, which I told her usually they run $7 each. So that was a good deal. So she sent a picture of them to me when she was at the yard sale down there, and I'm like, I said, if they're asking more than $7 each, don't buy them. She said they want $10 for all of them. I'm like, sure, yeah, that's a good deal. I said I might have to mail them back when I'm there, but we were able to squeeze them all in our luggage because my husband and I packed separate, and we left extra room in case we bought anything, but we were able to squeeze them in. We packed them in there, but we got them. So that's some of the things I've been up to. But I also, on the last video I made, I had started this baby blanket, which I did not get finished when I needed to, but I've been working on it. Now, this is the yarn I've been using, and this is the first time I've worked with this yarn. It's called Snuggly Wuggly Dip Dye, from Loops and Threads, and it came in the mystery box that my husband had bought me. And this is the color Daffodil, and the color the blue is the color, let's see, Wavelength. So I like the yarn because it is self-striping. All these colors were all in the blue, and then the dimensions of the yellow were all in the yellow. So I did it just in a corner to corner. And then I added white, a bundle of love white, which I love to use for baby blankets. And all I have to finish is the border, which I started, and I started the second round of the border here, which I'm doing 4 rounds. So I have 2.5 more rounds to go. But it's working up nicely, and I like how it's turning out, and I like the dimensions of the colors. It's very bright. So I liked how that turned out. And I did 9 rows. Yes, I started with 9 rows of the yellow, then 9 rows of the blue, and then 9 rows of white, and then I go back in session of that. So the main project I started working on was that. And then I did progress in this sweater that I had been working on. Now the last time I think I'd only had it in sections, but now I have it together. it is together, and I'm ready to do the sleeves. Now, someone had asked me to make this when they saw me in the store wearing mine. I did add a few dimensions to the back already, a few rows. I have the C. I added 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. I added 10 rows onto the bottom in the back, and that's usually what I would do. I would do 10 rows onto the bottom to make the length, 10 rows onto the sleeves, but this is for a taller person, so it will probably get more rows than that. So this is for a man that's 6'2". He wanted in his sorority colors, so, and it's going to need longer sleeves than I would put on for me because I'm short. So I will probably add 12 rows, maybe 14. I'll have my grandson try it because he's 6'4" with really long arms. So we'll see how it fits him. But it's hard to tell because of the design of the sweater. But here's the front. It is a hexagon sweater, and you can see the hexagon here. Then you fold it, and then you sew them together in the middle. Now I did add 5 rows onto each side, and then seam it in the middle, and then it's ready for, it's going to get a hood, and it will become a hoodie, because that's what I was wearing when he said he wanted one of those. So this is going to take me maybe 2 days to finish because I'll have to do both sleeves, the seaming up, and then the hood. The hood might take a little bit, but depending on how much time I have left. So these are the projects that will be finished probably within the week. So I have all my yarn and projects dispersed everywhere just because I had to move them. But I am thinking about seriously joining Erin from Crafting Kitty, and she's with someone else with what they're calling Tackle It Tuesday, because they have so many projects. That's what I'm going by. I have so many projects that I started that I really need to finish before I start other projects, and that's what I want to concentrate on. So like I have this this Afghan here that I started, which is the Portuguese tile blanket, which I really like it, and it's probably more than halfway done, but I do have to piece it together and put the border on. And then I have a shawl that I was working on, which is this I just seen it right here, this sugar and spice shawl, and I'm not even sure where it's at right now. Yeah, and then I have a new project that I started that was another sweater. Yeah, so I have projects galore going on. So I need to organize them, find them first, put them in a list. Plus I have my granddaughter's blanket I want to finish, and my grandson's blanket, which I haven't showed you the progress on that, which I did take this to camp with me and I was working on it. And I'm making it with this I have showed you a few times, Loops and Threads Soft Classic in the color Blue Ombre. I was able to get a few more of them to work on this, and I am just doing this in random rows of, I have crossovers and lattice and a few granny rows and a few V-stitch rows, but it is very, very soft and squishy yarn. It almost feels like that I've already used fabric softener on it. It has that feel to it, but I have not. but I like how it's turning out. But this was 4. I think this was 5 cakes, I believe, and I have 4 more to use, 4, 7, because I bought 3 more. So I'm gonna use all those up, and that's how big it's gonna be, because it's like they use it just to throw on top of their beds. So, and I'm gonna try to finish that, and then I bought the yarn for more blankets, and I have the yarn for most of my grandkids to have another blanket. So I'm going to be working on those, and all the yarn I just got. I have projects to do. I just have to get the ones finished that I already started is what I want to do. I don't want to start more before, but I always say that too. I always say I'm not going to start another project till I finish the ones I'm doing, but you know how it is with us crocheters. When inspiration hits you, you take off with it. But I do have another baby blanket I have to start, because my other niece is having a baby, and I want to get that one done before she has the baby. So, but I already have the yarn for that also, and I will be starting that one. It fell right there, but I won't get that. But that I did get a lot of baby yarn in my mystery boxes, which I do need, because all I was left was with pink yarn, but everyone's having boys. But that's okay. But so that is what I'm up to, and I will still be doing videos. I try to do more since I'm not going to be running around as much. I still would want to try to do one out at the camper. But this weekend is Father's Day. We're not going out there. But and the 2 weeks after that, we're going to be spending a week out there. So I'll try to do one then. But I thank you for joining me. And I want to thank Erin from Crafting Kitty and Crochet with Lulu. You're very big inspirations for me. And Glenda, the creative grandma. You guys keep going. You have a lot on your plates, and you keep doing it. You know, I love watching you guys, and I thank you for keep making those videos, and I will keep trudging along too. I don't know if it's trudging, but I will find some place in my house to make these videos. But I thank you for joining me today, and find something to be thankful for. There's always something. I'm thankful I still can crochet. You know, I can always crochet, just trying to find a spot to set up the camera and, you know, just spend some time working on this. I'm still crocheting. I'm still doing projects. It's just a little hectic. And in the summer, we're always going somewhere, vacationing or whatever, but I'll try to get out as many videos as I can. But I thank you for joining me, and I will see you on my next video. Hopefully it's not 3 weeks before I get another video out. But stop by and see me again on my next one. And thank you for joining me.